Hi, and welcome back to this Friday edition of Focal Point, AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. The program is Focal Point, the network AFR Talk. Once again, this year we are partnering with Samaritan's Purse for Operation Christmas Child. We've talked about it over the course of this week. Encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity, participate in it. You will not regret it. A simple little thing you can do. It'll warm your heart, and it will bless the life of a needy child somewhere in the world. Operation Christmas Child, opportunity for us to share God's love and to share the joy of Christmas by packing a shoebox filled with gifts for needy children. You can put very simple things in there. They never get gifts. In fact, we had Renan here with Operation Christmas Child from Honduras. He said when he got that shoebox, he was 10 years old. That was the first gift he had ever received from anybody in his life. He had never gotten a birthday gift. He had never gotten a Christmas gift. It was the first gift he had ever received in his life, and it changed his life forever because by God's grace, the one thing he was missing was school supplies. He could go to school, but he had to bring his own supplies. His family did not have enough money for a pencil and a notebook. And whoever God prompted to fill up his shoebox, put a pencil and a notebook in there. It was the greatest day of his life because now he could go to school. You have no idea what a simple, inexpensive gift can mean to the life of a child who literally has nothing. He didn't even have shoes until he was 13, literally dirt poor, and his life turned around by what was in that little box. You can put school supplies in there. You can put toys. You can put hygiene items like toothbrushes and toothpaste, soap. You can put notes of encouragement in there. And don't forget, every single child gets a gospel story booklet in their own language, along with the gift that's in the shoebox. This is National Collection Week, November 12th through the 19th, so it's going to go through Monday. So during this week, you can drop off your shoebox. There are 3,500 collection sites around the country. If you go to afr.net, you can just go to afr.net and find out where these collection sites are. You can get information about what to put in your shoeboxes. And again, the 100 millionth shoebox is going to be delivered this year. This is a project that began in 1993. Now, 19 years later, 100 million of these shoeboxes have gone out. So don't miss this opportunity to change the life of a child, not only for time, but also for eternity. Go to afr.net, call 800-809-3882, 800-809-3882 as an alternative, a way to get more information. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Joe in Texas. Joe, you're on Focal Point with Brian Fisher. What's on your mind?
Hey, Brian. No, just hearing Jesus talk about the Hispanic votes.
Yeah.
I voted Republican because of the moral issues. But what I see in the Hispanic churches and the Hispanic community is a lot of pastors don't want to talk about it from the pulpits. And I have some pastors on my phone that I text whenever it was okay for them to preach morals when y'all were pushing that,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Giving them the information from AFR because most of them are from South Texas and I live in the Bryan College Station area. So,
uh-huh.
So it's sad because I've talked to some of them and I've been a Democrat all this time and I'm going to vote Democrat and they're Christians, they're confessing Christians. But how can you be for abortion and all this stuff? And I just, I get frustrated, but I keep on.
So, Joe, when you talk to a Hispanic about that and you ask them, how can you vote for a party that believes in abortion and same-sex marriage, what do they tell you? How do they justify to you their vote for the Democrat Party?
Brian, they just get frustrated. I mean, they get kind of upset about it. Even if you give them that information and in front of if I talk to them about the situation, it's like they're believers, but they're so blind. I think last night I was in church and I think it was in Isaiah where they're so much they're Christians and born again, but there's so much in the darkness I don't know a verse that in chapter 55 somewhere there. They're so much in the darkness that they're living like the world, and that's why they're doing what they're doing, and it frustrates me that pastors, Hispanics, even Hispanics that have illegal people in the church will not talk about it.
And I wonder about this, Joe. I talked about this last week, and this is what I've been pilloried for saying, just reporting on the research of Heather McDonald, that one of the primary reasons that Hispanics in America vote for the Democrats is because the Democrats are the party of big government. They are the party that continually wants to expand the government safety net. They want to provide more government resources. They want to provide more government taxpayer-funded benefits. And the Democrats are promising more of that to Hispanics than Republicans are, and that's why they vote Democratic. In other words, they put basically the expectation of government services and government benefits, they put that expectation ahead of the values issues. If they happen to believe in values, they're maybe pro-life by conviction, they're pro-marriage by conviction, but this party is offering me more stuff than this party over here. This party over here stands for values, and I'm drawn to that. Yeah, I like that. But this party over here is promising me or other people I care about more stuff at taxpayer expense. Therefore, I'm going to vote for the party of more stuff. I mean, can you validate that from your personal experience, or is that analysis sort of out of whack for some reason?
Some of them about my age. I'm in the middle 50s. I've learned more with you guys in the past 4 or 5 years, and some of them have that mentality, and then some of them did not vote because they think that the rich are just for the rich, and I keep on telling them, well, the rich people are the ones that are giving us jobs to keep on working. So some of them that went to school with me about my age that graduated back in '75 did not vote because of the rich part of the Republicans and about Democrats. But I've voted. I have voted Republican. The last time that I voted Democrat was Jimmy Carter because I was under my dad's roof.
Uh-huh.
And my mom doesn't even vote, and I don't even know my dad if he still votes Democrat. But all my siblings are voting Republican.
And tell me why you are, and tell me why your siblings are voting Republican.
Because of the morals. I
Wow.
message them what I hear, and
Wow.
and some of them are more advanced than me. So I'll tell them, you got an iPhone, go ahead and download the AFR app because I use an old flip phone because I still haven't graduated to an iPhone. But
well, Joe, this is so instructive because you're the second caller today saying that the reason Hispanics vote for Republicans doesn't even have anything to do primarily with economic policy, doesn't have anything to do with immigration policy. It's about values. And, you've got these leaders in the Republican Party, all the guys that are supposed to be the smart guys, the Michael Barones, the Karl Roves, all those guys, the Reince Priebus, we got to get away from these moral values. These moral values are killing us. Look at Todd Aiken. Look at Richard Murdoch in Indiana. These values guys are going down in flames, and they're forgetting all about the moderate Republicans like Scott Brown in Massachusetts. He got shot down in flames. Linda McMahon up in Connecticut, she got shot down in flames. You had moderate Republicans going down in more numbers than conservatives, but they want to get the Republican Party away from the moral issues. But what I'm hearing from you, Joe, and we heard that from Jesus in the first hour, it is the Republican Party's stand for moral values that draws you to that political party.
Because I see what's going on with this president. I mean, the other object, like in the debates, it frustrated me when Romney did not have the kahunas to tell Obama what he was doing wrong. But like my old boss used to say, and that's why I quit my old job, because at the end of the day, let's make it count. At the end of the day, Brian, they cover themselves with the same blanket, and they don't want to, like they say it in Spanish, no le quieren sacar la garra al otro. They don't want to tell him the truth. That's kind of logic saying it. They don't want to tell him the truth, and it upset me that Romney did not come out with saying a lot of stuff that he needs to say in the debates. What I believe, I think we need two women running for president and vice president the next time around, and because they got more backbone than these Republicans.
Well, that's a true fact. All the testosterone in the Republican Party seems to have drifted to its female members. All right, Joe, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So once again, second caller today. I'm Hispanic. I vote Republican because of values, because of social values, because of moral values. Karl Rove, are you paying any attention to these Hispanic voices? Are you listening to them? The future of the Republican Party is not to de-emphasize social values. If you want to make inroads into the Hispanic community, what we're hearing today is be unapologetically, unashamedly, be the party of moral values. One more phone call before the break. Let's go to Alfonso in Killeen, Texas. Alfonso, welcome to Focal Point with Brian Fisher. What's on your mind?
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Fisher, and allowing me to speak right now.
You bet.
I had two comments. One was about Jim Daly. I guess it was the head guy of Focus on the Family.
Yes.
And then also one is a tool for the argument of abortion. I just had a quick comment on that, just some quick overview of Scripture. The Bible talks about how Jesus gave us two commandments, to love God above all things and to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And he said, if you love me, you'll go by my commandments. His great commission was to go onto the world and preach the gospel. But this gentleman over here says to give up on these issues, Mr. Jim Daly. And basically, Jesus gave his life for his Father's will. And I believe one of the biggest problems in this nation is the leadership not stepping up to the plate and doing what they're supposed to do. Nowhere does it say in the Word of God to compromise. It actually says God doesn't give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And I believe it's because of people like him in that leadership position that's actually preventing us from going forward, because it's that 10 spy mentality. You know, Joshua and Caleb stood up and said, we can take the land, and he's a leader saying that, that we're just ants in the side of these giants. And the Bible also says we're to be fathers of the fatherless. And those two topics of abortion and of same-sex marriage, there's not fathers out there to stand up and allow their children to be born. They're copping out. And I don't want to be a part of that. If I have a voice to change that.
All right, Alfonso, listen, that's a great word. Thank you for the call. Those are absolutely great words. I'll comment on Alfonso's call coming out of the break. Focal Point, AFR Talk. Stay with us.